Dolphin fans, what's going on? I'm Mitchell Renz from Chat Sports, and today's News and Rumors video is made possible by our friends and sponsor, Manscaped. Make sure you go support our sponsors at manscaped.com and use code DOLPHINS at checkout, where you can save 20% off and get free shipping on the best male grooming products out there. Let's dive into today's Dolphins rumors, but first, I'm going to hit you over the head with some NFL news around Alvin Kamara. So a report came out yesterday that the Saints were willing to move on from their star running back, but they were looking for a first-round pick. Now, some new news came out where they were saying, well, we're trying to get him back. You know, he was set to return to practice, and the two sides are going to continue to work on a new deal, a new extension. But just like the NFL and just like news in general, some things can change, and literally, as I'm making this video, Josina Anderson tweets, well, guess what? A trade, it is still possible. So until I see Alvin Kamara sign the dotted line, or until I see a trade go down, guess what? We're going to talk about it here on the Dolphins channel. So when you look at his numbers, I mean, there's no doubt that he wants to get paid. And if I'm Alvin Kamara, I'm looking at some deals that just recently went down, like Joe Mixon, for example. 4 years, $48 million. If I'm Kamara, I want to make more than he does. But I'm also going to look at Christian McCaffrey, who right now is the highest paid running back in the National Football League. And I'm like, wait a minute. I've put up great numbers, not just on the ground. I've also put up great numbers in the receiving game. I want to get paid like a top running back. And if I'm Kamara and if I'm Kamara's agent, sure, I'm going to push for McCaffrey. Now, if I'm the New Orleans Saints or if I'm another football team, I don't think I go out and give him that much money, because between you and me, it's the running back position, and it's easily replaceable. Plus, you also have to look at some other deals that are on that screen right now. Le'Veon Bell, the Jets are kicking themselves in the butt. David Johnson, yeah, that one didn't work out either. But there's no doubt that Kamara is a very good running back. It's just a matter of, is he actually going to be able to get paid what he wants to get paid? So right now, this is the fastest growing Dolphins YouTube channel, and I want to say two things. First off, great job. Y'all have been showing out. You've been showing Chat Sports how much of diehard fans you are. But let's continue to grow this page, right? Let's continue to grow this channel, because the more subs that we get, the more videos we can do. So our next stop is 3,000 subs, and I need 250 more subscribers, then we can make more videos. So go ahead, click that big red button. And if you are subbed, take the link that you see below, youtube.com/DolphinsNews, and send it to the 5 biggest Dolphin fans that you know. So on Chat Sports, one of our NFL Daily hosts, Tom Downey, he broke down some potential Alvin Kamara destinations, and number one on his list was the Miami Dolphins. At number 2 is the Jacksonville Jaguars. $3, Jets, Seahawks. If you want to go check out that video, and it is on our Chat Sports YouTube channel, youtube.com/ChatSportsTV. So the question I want to hit you all with right here, okay? Should the Miami Dolphins go out and trade for Alvin Kamara? If you're like, yes, they absolutely should, Mitch, I want you to type your Y for yes. If you're like, no way, man, it doesn't make any sense, I want you to type your N for no. The reason why he was number 1 on the list is because, well, it does actually make some sense here. And what do I mean by that? If you're the Miami Dolphins, you have all the assets to really get the deal done. Because when it comes to a player of Alvin Kamara's status, you need the assets just as much as you need, let's just say, the money. So they have the 7th most in cap space, plenty of draft capital, because originally the Saints were looking for a first-round pick. The Dolphins have 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks. And as much as y'all might get mad at me for saying this, I don't actually think the Dolphins' win-now window is right now. But if you're telling me maybe 2 years down the road, heck, maybe even next year when I know Tua is fully healthy, Alvin Kamara, he fits that window. But there's going to be a lot of people that watch this and they say, wait a minute, we already traded for Matt Breida, we signed Jordan Howard, do we actually need Alvin Kamara? And right now there's that running back depth chart. But you know what? Here at Chat Sports, we like to have a little bit of fun. So let's just say the deal gets done and Alvin Kamara comes over to the Miami Dolphins. So you have Alvin Kamara, Matt Breida, Jordan Howard. Oh, wait. Actually, you know what? Let's switch it up a little bit here. So I came up with a trade idea, and I'm curious what y'all have to say. So would you all do this right here? The Dolphins receive Alvin Kamara. The Saints receive running back Matt Breida and a 2021 second-round pick. So you know what? In fact, I'm actually going to make this the pinned comment on today's video. So for those of you that are watching this on YouTube, you're going to get hit with the YouTube ad break. So scroll on down and let me know who wins. Type S for the Saints or type D for the Dolphins. What's going on? Today's Dolphins News and Rumors show is made possible by Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com and then use code DOLPHINS at checkout you're going to be able to save 20% off and get free shipping on the best male grooming product out there. That's not my hand, but I will say this, the Lawnmower 3.0 is in my hand every single week, making sure that my downstairs stays absolutely perfect, crystal clean. Plus, the little light on the end helps you get in those hard-to-reach places. Rechargeable, safe in the shower. The best male grooming products out there are thanks to Manscaped. And if you are watching this on our main Chat Sports YouTube channel, guess what? This video went out on our Dolphins channel yesterday, so don't be late to the party. Subscribe to that channel. You can see the link below, youtube.com/DolphinsNews. I'll also put it in the comments, and I'll put it in the description as well. You can't do a Dolphins news and rumors video without talking about Tua, right? And let me just say this. You're all going to read the title, and Tua injury concern. The media is freaking out about nothing because Brian Flores spoke about their star quarterback who they drafted number 5 overall. And as soon as he said what he said, and I'll show you the quote in just a few seconds here, people freaked out. So we know that the Dolphins have been taking it slow, right? NFL people know that. Dolphin fans know that. This team in general, guess what? They're doing the right things. They are taking it slow with their quarterback. They're not playing just for this year. When you draft somebody in the top 5, you're playing for your future, right? And Brian, this is what he said about Tua's hip injury, and everyone, guess what? Started to freak out a little bit. That is the different part of the conversation for sure, okay? Definitely part of the conversation in regards to his hip injury. We're at 10 months. It was a pretty serious injury. He looks good, though. He's healthy. He's moving around to his right and his left, but yes, that's still part of the conversation. So the fact that he said that it was part of the conversation, people are going to get a little bit worried. You know what? I'm going to ask you, what is your, worry meter here on a scale from 0 to 10? How worried are you about Tua's injury? If you're freaking out, you can't sleep at night, it wakes you up in the morning, I want you to type 10. If you're like, dude, let's quit talking about it, I want you to type your 0. I do have another quote that came across here about the quarterback situation, and I love quarterback battles, and I love when coaches don't really like to tip their hand, but, I mean, come on, this is coach speak. We're not saying somebody is 1, 2, or 3. This is Brian Flores regarding the quarterback situation. It's still a competition. Obviously, Fitz has played very well. They've all played well in spurts, and we've all made mistakes. We've still got a few days here. I think we like where all 3 of them are. We'll continue to leave that in a competition moving forward. So here are the 3 quarterbacks. And Fitzpatrick is the QB1. Tua is listed as the QB2. And Josh Rosen is listed as the quarterback 3. And I am a strong believer heading into week 1, Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to be that starting quarterback because there's no reason why it should be Josh Rosen. And if they're taking it slow and if they're doing the right things with Tua, there's no reason to throw him out there in the fire right away. However, if we are talking about the quarterback situation, and this has been a topic for, well, basically 6 months now, who do you think, okay, starts more games in 2020? I want you to type F for Ryan Fitzpatrick, type T for Tua, or type R for Josh Rosen. Let's now talk about 2 of the receivers that you're looking at here on screen. We're going to stick with the top 2 dudes, DeVante Parker, Preston Wilson. And I saw some pretty interesting articles out there, and we'll get to some of these in just a second. But before I tell you some predictions by the Huddle on Parker, on Preston Williams, I do want to hit you with this deal one more time that we got going on with our sponsor. Make sure you go out and support Manscaped. Without Manscaped, guess what? This video that you're watching, it's not possible. So as much as you love the Dolphins, you need to start loving Manscaped too, because go support our sponsors. We can make more videos. But they're also hooking you up with the best deal on the internet. If you use code DOLPHINS at manscaped.com, you can save 20% off and get free shipping on the perfect package, which comes in the Lawnmower 3.0, my favorite product. Also, really starting to love the ball toner. It's like cologne for your nuts. It's absolutely phenomenal. Ball deodorant as well. I know it's really hot and sweaty down there in Miami. Your balls, it's their slogan. They will thank you when you use these products. Plus, I mean, come on. You're also getting thrown in a comfortable pair of boxers and a traveling kit. You're not going to find a better deal out there. Manscaped.com. Use code DOLPHINS at checkout. I will put that link in the comments and the description. If you don't take advantage of the deal, it's your fault, not mine. All right, let's get in now to DeVante Parker here. The Huddle, which I actually do think the Huddle is pretty accurate. They did some fantasy football rankings, and I saw a lot of people on Miami Twitter and Miami Instagram freaking out over their reaction to DeVante Parker. They had him projected at 930 yards and 7 touchdowns. And if you would have given DeVante Parker that projection going into 2019, you're like, man, that's awesome. But he is coming off an absolutely sensational year, career year, where he was top 5 in the NFL in receiving yards and tied for 9th with most receiving touchdowns. So anytime you have a player who is coming off 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns, and you're projecting him for basically 300 yards less than that and 2 touchdowns less than that, people are going to get upset. And as much as I like DeVante Parker when he first came out of college, when he first came out of Louisville, he's definitely had his ups and downs. But he did show some flashes last year of why he was drafted as high as he was. So what I want you to do right now is take a guess, okay? Look into your crystal ball, look at the numbers, and the one thing that I wish the Huddle would have done was give target projections, because when I look at receivers, I look at targets, because you can project targets. It's a lot easier than project yards, especially receptions as well. So how many receptions and how many yards for DeVante Parker in 2020? Scroll on down and let me know. The other player that the Huddle broke down was Preston Williams, and this was a pretty interesting one for me because last season before his ACL injury in November, he was showing a lot of promise. And if you're this Miami team, you got to feel pretty good about having 2 solid young receivers in Parker and now a sophomore season out of Preston Williams. They projected him for 700 yards and 5 touchdowns. So when you look at what he did last year, 428 yards and 3 touchdowns, remember, he did get injured. All reports out of camp right now are that he's looking good. The 6'5" receiver is building good chemistry. It's going to be, I think, the real issue here for these players is going to be fits to can you really build chemistry with 2 quarterbacks? Well, that's something that we're only going to have to find out. So I made you predict DeVante Parker's stat line. What kind of man would I be? What kind of host would I be if I wouldn't also make you predict Preston Williams' stat line? So what I want you to do, think about what you predicted for Parker. I want you to do the exact same thing now for Williams, receptions and yards for this upcoming season. My last story here I'll talk about is Bleacher Report. They released their updated NFL power rankings, and they base these on Super Bowl odds. And as you can see at the bottom note there, the Dolphins right now plus 8,000 Super Bowl odds, and they came in ranked number 24. And I know a lot of y'all are going to be pretty upset that Bleacher Report had them ranked as a bottom 10 team, and maybe it's deserving, maybe it's not. We'll get to it in just a second. But I also want to show you where they rank the rest of the AFC East. At the Buffalo Bills, they came in at number 13. So the fact that not a single team from this division made it in the top 12, that was pretty interesting to me. The Buffalo Bills are a little bit higher, at least in my personal power rankings. At number 19 was the New England Patriots. Yes, you have Cam Newton. The defense should be better, or should be solid. They did lose a lot of pieces there. But 19, pretty interesting. 24, the Miami Dolphins. And then at number 28 was the New York Jets. If I'm being honest with you, I think the New York Jets at 28 might be a little bit too high. I don't think it's going to be a very good year for them whatsoever. So we did the power rankings, but then also they had the Super Bowl odds, plus 2,500 for the Bills, 6,000 for the Patriots, and then 8,000 for the Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets. If y'all are feeling confident, if you want to go put a bet on, hit me up on IG. I can give you the link where you guys can make that bet. So be honest with me. If you made it this far in the video, I guess that means that we're doing something right here, right? Maybe you could drop a like for us. What I want you to do is be honest with yourself. If you made power rankings, where would you rank the Miami Dolphins in your rankings? Would you put them at 24? Would you have them in the top 15? I'm going to be very curious about this question because for those of you that answered it, that did mean that you watched to the very end, and I appreciate that. So make sure before you go, hit that sub button and let me know where you're ranking the Dolphins.